Ahead in the T-Mobile Coast to Coast forecast and give you a peek at temperatures in your area as you plan your travel for the week ahead. So let's start you off with today. And there are two systems that Jim was just mentioning there. And notice Chicago, 57 degrees. Outrageously warm for February. By the way, we head into March as we go into our midweek. Tomorrow, there's the messy weather still coming in along the West Coast. Then it transitions Wednesday into the Four Corners and is our next big weather maker as we head into our Thursday with the severe weather on the south, the snow on the north. Friday, it really winds up, and it is going to be from the Gulf Coast to the Great Lakes and deep on into New England as well. Notice our temperature still, we've had a nice one here for a lot of us in winter. It hasn't gotten that cold, and there's not loads of cold air behind this as we head into our weekend, looking pretty nice and comfortable. Alicia Combs will join us in just a few minutes with the latest on today's severe weather threat. But first, we want to get into our hot topic.
All right, an experiment by Chevron to make biofuel could cause way more harm than good. This is not, I mean, we got to experiment with thesis, right? And you got to try to go through the whole process, but the process here is really, really bad. What do we ultimately want, right? We want to help recycle. So this was maybe a good idea. What can we do with all this plastic? Well, let's try this. This is obviously not working.
But we know that burning plastic
is not good.
Correct. So why even
try? Or how did you get the approval?
Literally took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You know, if we know something is bad before we even start it, why do we even start it? That's how I kind of feel about, like, for instance, not really the same, but kind of the same. I've been craving milk chocolate covered almonds, but I know if I buy them, it's bad, and it's going to
go all the way in.
The whole bag will be gone.
Right.
So I resisted. What did I do this weekend?
You went all in.
Made myself sick.
Yes, you did. That's okay. We got to splurge every once in a while.
It was delicious for those 5 minutes.
The bottom line is we want to have clean air, right? Clean air, clean water, the things that are essential for life.
We have to do it in a good way.
We have to do it in a good way. And I think just ultimately this plastic problem is a huge problem. We got to figure out a way to fix it.
This might not be it, but we'll find something.
There could be other options. Right.
All right, let's go on to our hot topic number 2. I'm excited for this one. Milk alternatives are gaining a lot of popularity. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this. By the way, we don't talk before the show on what we're going to say here, so it's totally genuine what you see. Anyway, the popularity as people try to lessen their impact on the planet, and now those drinks can officially be called milk.
Which I always thought that's what it was anyway.
Right.
But then there was a bit of a controversy as to what is milk and what isn't.
For years,
so should we clarify that now? So I don't get confused thinking that I'm buying almond milk.
But I actually looked up the definition, and it does, I think, say that it comes from an animal,
milking an animal,
whatever.
which makes sense, right? The process of it.
But I still don't think people are confusing, jug of milk for a carton of plant-based milk. I wasn't sure where you stood on this, because my thing is, what do you think about this? Why do we call all this processed food food? Because food is nutritious, it has nutrients, it has vitamins, right? So, like, you could have the argument of food should just be whatever's natural to the planet, fruits and vegetables that grow, and then all that processed stuff, maybe we should call it something else, because I would argue it's not giving us...
We have a name for it.
What's that?
Junk. Right? All right, have you guys ever been caught in a traffic jam and wish that you could just, like, take your car, push a button.
Yes. I have zero patience, so this is me every day.
Oh my gosh, it'd be great. So there's a flying taxi that's on the verge of becoming a reality, and it comes without any emissions at all. This is the future. This is what they were going to do with the rideshare, the possibility of going in. Would you jump in?
But that's a thing right now in New York, that people take, like, helicopters out to Long Island for the weekend. But Blade, that's the company that's doing it. So I love that they are kind of transitioning, or from the city right to the airport. It makes it a lot faster, jumping over traffic.
Now, this, I would hope, has a pilot associated to it.
Right,
or
it's not autonomous.
Would you be the pilot?
No.
It's
I need
taxi, right? So
I need
someone's
somebody.
going to take it looks
It's really cool. Well, it's time now for Facts Are Facts. And everywhere you look, you'll find plastic. It's in every room of your home, at school, at work, at the store, literally everywhere. There are more than 9 billion tons of plastic on the planet.
You guys covered, and you did it exceptionally well. I felt very happy about it.
Go ahead.
Does it have to be so confusing, though? It's so confusing.
Well, that's
the numbers.
It's so overwhelming, too.
Where do I go?
Does this help you kind of, like, pare it down?
Yes, the film really does help from where we are. So it is a huge undertaking.
But I'm hopeful because technology is so much faster than the last 70 years. So I'm hoping that transition will be a lot faster. Janice and Jack, we certainly appreciate you guys coming on here. That was Janice Overbeck and Jack Winch, who are the co-producers and co-directors of Plastic Earth.
Yes, and you guys, we get to film it's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube.
Voodoo,
It's
I
on
think I said.
classicearthmovie.com.
Oh,
You can
definitely
also
going to go there and check it out.
Appreciate
I love
you
a good
guys.
documentary. You know that.
She watches every night. Thank you guys so much.
I love documentaries. So
All right, we have a lot more coming up this hour on Pattern for states out west.
If you're a parent, you probably feel overwhelmed by all the toy options on the market. But how many of them are actually good for the planet?
Well, we'll ask Josh Title that. He's the CEO and founder of Kate and Levi. Josh, welcome. Thanks so much for being with us, virtually, of course. And we've got some of your product here. We know you create some one-of-a-kind toys. Tell us about your reclaimed wool stuffed animals.
Beautiful, and we love them, and we're so glad you joined us today. Josh Title, CEO and founder of Kate and Levi. Thank you so much for joining us today. They're really soft and cuddly. Really, really soft.
I mean, these are the kind of stuffed animals that you could just sleep with.
You could.
And just, anyway, that's neither here nor there.
For more stories like this, check out Pattern on these streaming channels. You can find
In the meantime, we're going to go over to the puppet master herself, Felicia.
She wishes she could be the puppet master of this weather. It's pretty gnarly out there.
Man, I wish.